tennis in. Back here at the U.S. Open after a 5-hour and 26-minute match, men's semifinal, Edberg over Chang. Both players taken directly to the locker room to be rehydrated. They are both all right, but they have been given some time to prepare for the press conference just because of the length of time they were out there, and of course a pretty hot afternoon here at the U.S. Open. Bright sunny skies, a gorgeous day, but it was very hot on court. And certainly for the players to be out there that long was very taxing indeed, as you could well see. Upcoming now, the women's championship match, a sellout crowd on hand. And Monica Seles will be taking on Arantxa Sanchez Vicario in what should be yet another exciting match on Super Saturday. And later, the second men's semifinal, Pete Sampras and Jim Courier. Let's go to Pat Summerall, Mary Carrillo, and Tony Trabert.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Another highlight match coming your way. Tony, what about Monica Seles?
Well, you know, she's the #1 player in the world, seeded #1 here. Like last year, she won the Australian and the French. Last year, she didn't play Wimbledon. This year, she was runner-up. I picked her from the start to win. She's had a very easy time really coming through, 1-7-5 set. She has not felt well a couple of days, had a sore throat, a little temperature. They say she's fine. I think she's just too tough. She's playing a good opponent, no question about that. It should be a fun match, but I think Monica Seles will be the Open champion.
And Mary, your thoughts about her opponent?
Well, Monica's not a bad little pick. There's no two ways about it. But Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, if Monica is not at the top of her game, this is the kind of player who can beat her. She will slice, she will dice, she will retrieve everything. You know, when you look at her game, she's got a very all-court game. She's really improved a lot of departments. And you look at it and you think, well, she doesn't have enough to really beat Seles. But what she can do is she can try to make Seles beat herself. And Seles has been off form. There's no two ways about it.
Well, they're
ready for play.
On court, set to go. Waiting for the crowd to settle down now.
Slide, please, ladies and gentlemen.
And if they're waiting for that, there'll be a long wait.
Seats, please.
You know, this crowd is still abuzz with that last match.
You have to be.
Yeah, and they're all excited about it. Monica Seles, you can see #1. That's the key there. Trying to defend her title.
Monica Seles to serve.
They just can't get the crowd settled down enough.
Seles at the top of your picture. And here is how she got here, Tony.
1-7-5 set, 1-6-4 set. The rest are love, 6-1, 6-2s. Mary Jo Fernandez, 6-3, 6-2.
Monica Seles only had to beat 1 seed to get to the final, and that's sort of a surprise.
Well, they're not waiting for the crowd to get back and get seated and get settled. Let's get on with it.
They've waited long enough.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And I honestly feel that the women do a much better job of playing through, you know, playing quicker in between points and playing through crowds than the guys. The guys take way too much time in between points.
Couldn't agree with you more.
I'm sure there's got to be a psychological reason for that.
Once again, it's a guy thing.
30-15.
This is what Mary is talking about, slicing and dicing. Little drop shot, get her out of position. I like the way Arantxa has that bounce to her. She really moves well. She's bouncy and bubbly and just loves to play.
Pleasantly cocky. You know, she'll come off a good win, and she'll say, "Yes, I played very, very well."
Yeah.
I thought dicing was something you did to food, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Monica still makes a noise when she hits all out on a shot, but it's not what it once was. A lot of controversy, a lot of discussion about grunting, and
Particularly at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Came up there.
they both make a noise.
Advantage Seles.
She really just goes about her business and
both
plays hard.
Fast players.
Game to Seles. She wins the first game of the first set of this women's final.
First game.
Yeah, he just took it, you know.
In the first set
No, I got a tally light.
of this championship.
Seles has been trying to press in the last few games, and it's cost her. Last 13 points, she's had 8 unforced errors.
Well, that's pressure.
15 all.
15 all.
Monica takes the ball so early, and when she gets you out of position, gets you on the defensive, she just never lets you up.
Here it comes.
It's hard to take charge of the situation against Seles and to dictate play. Sanchez Vicario wants very badly to rope-a-dope it, mix things up, spins and slices and off-speed shots. But first, you've got to get control of the point, and that's difficult to do, especially off the Seles return.
$15.40.
15-40.
2 set points now for Seles.
She does put on the pressure. She always looks like she's walking downhill. And gets there in a hurry.
I'd like to point out that little ball holder that Arantxa has in the back. sticks one of the tennis balls back there and doesn't have to worry about it. Use it if she needs it for a second serve.
I wonder if she ever forgets it.
Couple of set points saved by Sanchez Vicario. This is another look at that last point. This one's a little too high. It bounces up as a result, and the rest was pretty easy. The drop shot has to be a low trajectory.
A little pressure from her.
Arantxa can do it all. She's been working with Mervyn Rose, who was an Australian Davis Cupper. There is Rosie on the right of your picture. And he's trying to get her to be more aggressive, learn to volley and handle the net better. And she has done that very, very well.
He was a pretty good tour player himself in the 50s. He won the Australian, the French, the Wimbledon doubles.
She has the advantage. This is the game of the match so far.
She is built so much like Chang. She says of herself, "My spirit is my biggest weapon." Stared down a couple of set points. And now trying to make this competitive.
She certainly made it competitive.
Of course, this woman can be pretty resolute herself.
Always.
Just robbing Sanchez Vicario of time, closing in on this, and hitting the ball harder, shot for shot, than anyone who has ever played the game, any woman.
I don't know of one that took it earlier. A woman that played and took it earlier than she does either.
Her whole game. She reminds me of absolutely no one.
Advantage Seles.
Here's another look. This is a tough point. A little too much on the forehand, trying to get it deep. And for the third time, it is set point for Monica Seles. Fourth time.
A lot of players practice the all-court game, but Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, even staring down a set point against her, is willing to take it to the net. And that's really been the breakthrough of this woman. A lot of confirmed baseliners practice the short court game, but don't use it when they need to. Another set point. And I just don't think she's going to win the war of the baseline with power against this woman.
Got to be more junk.
Yeah.
change the speeds, the pace.
She won another hardcourt title, Sanchez Vicario, apart from the Canadian a few weeks ago. That was the Lipton event, where she had to beat Jennifer Capriati, who had beaten Seles there, and then Sabatini. She knows how to play on this stuff. Again, just like Chang, she built her reputation at the French Open the same year as Michael did in 1989. But she wants to be much more than a European ground stroker, and she's become one.
Advantage Sanchez Vicario.
Couple of great returns. It's 5-3 now, Seles. Let's go down to Andrea Joyce.
All right, Pat, hard to believe, but still to come today, the other men's semifinal matchup between Pete Sampras and Jim Courier. This has been a most grueling day for Stefan Edberg and Michael Chang, but their 5-hour, 26-minute match also impacts the players who are scheduled after them. Jim Courier had to wait all day till about 3:30 to warm up. He's now back in the locker room having an unscheduled meal. Pete Sampras is also in the locker room. He's shooting the breeze, killing some time with Jan Turiak. He was actually giving Jan Turiak a little bit of a shoulder rub a couple of minutes ago. The players seem relaxed and certainly giving a whole new meaning to the phrase, hang loose, guys.
Giving Turiak a shoulder rub.
He's going to make a comeback.
Still to come,
15-all.
the winner of that match between Courier and Sampras to play Edberg. Earlier today, he beat Michael Chang in 5 sets. It took a long, long time.
5 hours and 26 minutes.
Seles serving at 5-3 in the first set of this women's championship. 30-15.
You see Sanchez Vicario wisely trying to slow down things. Walked out of the batter's box because Seles likes to play very, very quickly. You can see why Sanchez Vicario is one of the best women's doubles players in the world. She is comfortable at the net. She couldn't do enough with that one, but she still had control and angled it off away from Seles. A layup. A lot of work involved in getting herself to the net against Monica Seles. And then when she had a pretty simple forehand, she missed pretty badly. Opened up.
A little too flat, I think. And it gets Seles to set point.
She just had to poke it into the open court, too.
Maybe she tried to be a little too careful.
Set goes to Seles. 6-3. The last three were tough games.
Again, continually, Seles with the big blasts of heat. And Sanchez Vicario, she's done a couple of times. You know, she can't match that pace.
Constant pressure.
I mean, Seles hits so hard, so often, so early, with so few errors.
Like that. So early, so hard. And good.
This is by far the best match she's played at the 92 U.S. Open. Against the toughest opponent.
It has to be just frustrating for her. What do I do?
Yeah. That's her third double fault. She coming in here, you know, Sanchez Vicario, obviously she doesn't have the big guns of Graf, the serve and volley game of Martina Navratilova that can actually beat the Seles game. She had to try to get Seles to beat herself by throwing everything at her. But Seles did not comply.
Well, she was so confident coming in. Not over yet, obviously, but it'll be a tough comeback if such would happen. That's good. That's pretty impressive statistic, isn't it?
That really is. There's some pretty good names underneath that of Monica Seles. Well, none of those listed were flash in the pans.
That's long. And here we go. Match point, double match point, as a matter of fact.
Five, please.
A couple of great saves.
30-40.
Still championship point. Deuce.
Deuce.
That's good. Sanchez Vicario is making her work for it.
That was right on both lines.
Advantage Sanchez Vicario.
She certainly is. That's a lookout.
Deuce.
And that ball gets that short. Deuce. Ace. Her first.
Advantage Sanchez Vicario.
We'll be back at the U.S. Open after this word
New
from your
balls.
local station.
Seles.
This is CBS. Official car of the U.S. Open and proud sponsor of the 1992 Men's Singles Championship. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. And by Merrill Lynch, we're bullish on the future.
Monica Seles ready to serve and now waiting for the crowd to settle. It's been windy and cool all day long.
What a great effort from this purebred retriever in that last game. A couple of match points down. She's still in there.
She can't run down.
It's a real pity that Arantxa Sanchez Vicario had a bad start to both sets here. So as you can see, she's dogged. I mean, she's willing to try to fight for these points. But it's probably too little too late at this point.
30 love. Sometimes you wonder why that happens. Why you get off to a bad start. In the first set may be understandable, but not both of them.
Broken right away in the second. Again, showing off power and touch. Nice 1-2 combination. Lovely little bunt. But she's still within a couple of points of being out of this final. to get the last word on Seles from the baseline.
$30 all.
Didn't get the call.
30-40.
So from 30 love to break point.
Hard to tell, as it always is, and as we always say, it looks, when we replay it, it looks a little fuzzy. Or maybe it's me.
No. It was furry from here too. Someone yelled, "Vamos, let's go,"
Seles leads
to Sanchez
5-3.
Vicario, and she took that last game.
Well, now it's 5-3. Earlier today, an incredible match. Edberg over Chang,
5 points.
over 5 hours, 5:26, the exact time. That's why. You just think what might have happened if she didn't get off to such a poor start in both sets.
Exactly. These two sets shook out the same way, didn't they?
Love 30 against Seles, 2 points away from the championship.
She's won 2 Grand Slam titles in 1992. The Australian and the French, was a finalist at Wimbledon.
15-40.
And now 1 point away from her 3rd Grand Slam of 92.
Sometimes all you can do is just wave at it.
Yep. Seles, if she wins this, will have won 3 of the 4 Grand Slams. And Steffi Graf paid her a high compliment before this event started. Steffi, of course, took Wimbledon this year. And when someone asked her if Steffi wins the Open, would she consider herself to be number 1? She said, nope. It's Monica's year.
Seles ball called out. Well, our colleague Tony Trabert left 2 games ago to go down to be part of the presentation ceremony. Maybe he left too early.
Quiet, please. Thank you. Advantage, Seles.
Another championship point.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Advantage, Sanchez Vicario.
It's just great effort, isn't it? Sanchez Vicario refuses to go down.
It's just fun to watch. Enjoy. That's wide.
Boy, 5 match points. She's been able to deflect Sanchez Vicario, but she went to the well again off that little drop shot and poked it wide.
Deuce number 3.
Advantage, Sanchez Vicario.
Monica Seles do that. A very big point. Sanchez Vicario getting her teeth back in the match. The courage to swing away as she does just verges on the absolute.
Another deuce.
That's going wide. She went for that pesky little drop shot again.
Advantage, Seles.
But Seles fielded it. And that's another match point, her 6th. his stuff.
Monica's headed over in the direction of her mother.
Boy, that's good. The Seles camp was really worried about Monica's health. She'd been under the weather, as you can.
Let's quickly go down to Tim Ryan.
All right, Pat, there is the women's champion for the second year in a row, Monica Seles, 18 years of age. Yet another Grand Slam title, and clearly not feeling well. It looks like she's trying to get off in a hurry, and that is understandable. But Mayor David Dinkins of New York there to greet her, and she stopped to talk to one of her biggest fans and one of tennis's biggest fans. But Monica, I'm sure, will be back out for the trophy presentation. And we will be back with, of course, the men's second semifinal after the trophy presentation. We'll be back. Monica Seles has won her second consecutive women's championship, and for the trophy presentation.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Steve Sadov, the president of Clairol, who will present a check to the runner-up, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. Steve?
Thanks, Tony. Clairol has proudly sponsored the women's championships for the past 18 years. We're honored to be able to recognize today's finalists. Arantxa, we're proud to be able to present you a check for $250,000. Thank you.
And Steve, you also have a very handsome check for our winner.
Monica, you are just terrific. We have a check today for you in the amount, the largest amount in U.S. Open history, for $500,000.
Monica, first of all, congratulations. For the second year in a row, you've won 3 Grand Slams. You've defended your title here. How does that feel for you?
It feels wonderful. I had a wonderful 2 weeks. I enjoy coming here every year, and today's match was just really tough. It was just a great final, so I'm just very happy.
Well, we know you haven't been feeling well. I thought you played awfully well under the circumstances.
Well, I was not feeling well about 2-3 days ago. I lost my voice and had a cold, but today I was back to normal. So
Congratulations. And now it's my privilege to introduce the President of the United States Tennis Association and the Chairman of the U.S. Open, Mr. Robert Cookson. Bob?
Thank you, Tony, very much. On behalf of the United States Tennis Association, it's my privilege to present this trophy to Monica, the 1992 Women's Singles Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1992 U.S. Open Women's Champion, defending her title, Monica Seles.
Well, there she is, Monica Seles, a worthy champion indeed, #1 in women's tennis and champion at the U.S. Open. We'll be back with Courier and Sampras at the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open Update is sponsored by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Tim Ryan here in our U.S. Open studio. We've still got lots more tennis ahead. We're now at about 6:35 Eastern Time. Still the men's semifinal to be played between the top seed Jim Courier and Pete Sampras. Earlier, Stefan Edberg, the #2 seed, advanced to the final, a chance to defend his title with a thrilling 5-set match. Victorious over Sampras. Next week is a little busier than any fan might expect it would be for a U.S. Open champion. First of all, what happens tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I'm not sure if I'm going to stay here and maybe just catch a night, fly back to Florida, and then do my schoolwork for a little while, catch up still, after Wimbledon, the French. And then pretty much Friday leave for Tokyo. I have one tournament there next week.
Not much time to breathe, another tournament right away. Now, I asked you if you watch men's tennis. We're going to watch a little with you right now. Your answer was yes, you do, when you have the chance. Do you have some favorites?
In this match, not really. I think both players are great. I mean, gosh, it's a very tough pick. The score is 4-1 Sampras. I'm a little bit actually surprised, but But, you know, after watching the Chang-Edberg match, you know, anything can happen.
Well, you had to watch it for a very long time, and you were out here practicing at 8:30 this morning.
Yeah, well,
now, that's part of your routine, though, right?
Yeah, I like to start early because, you know, it's very quiet, not too many people or anything, and then I usually go back to the hotel. So I was here since 11:30, and, you know, both of us, Arantxa and myself, in the locker room were just going, not again, and, you know, just kept going back and forth. The momentum changed pretty often.
Well, now in this match, you said that you're a little bit surprised that it's already 4-1 Sampras. Does that mean that you thought Courier should be as #1 the favorite in the match, and do you still think it's got a long way to go?
I didn't think he would break in the first set, 2 service breaks, because Courier has some great serves. But Sampras is playing some great tennis up to now, but it's still very early to say. But I think it's going to be a really exciting match. So it should be a great final tomorrow. So.
40-15. Okay, Sampras serving, and perhaps you can talk about his service motion. Do you admire it?
Oh, I wish I had his serve or Courier serves or Edberg serves, that's for sure. It would make holding my serve a lot easier. Unfortunately, I don't have it. But I definitely like to watch men's tennis. It's just great inspiration. And also when my serve is down, like at the Australian Open, I watched a few of the top players serving. It just gives you a little confidence boost.
Well, you served well enough to win an awful lot of tournaments, Monica. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but you can maybe perhaps ask Pete or the new U.S. Open champion, whoever it may be, to help you with your serve the next time you see them.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Slam. Congratulations, Monica. Thanks for coming by. Good luck at school this week.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back up to the stadium court. Pat, Tony, and Mary.
And we add our congratulations.
You know, if she doesn't like the teachers there, she can just buy the school. You know?
All sorts of people are starting to toss the ball a lot higher. Usually you're taught to hit it right at the peak. Great hands. That's fun to watch.
15-love.
Gigi got the high volley at the end and really did a lot with it. Hit it with more authority, more pace. Gigi, you see, moving over, moving in, always trying to be aggressive. Boom. Puts that one away.
You see some great shot making in doubles, and they're really the norm, not the exception. I mean, you see so many of them. Gigi with a great get, the ball clearly behind her, got around it.
But that last shot by Savchenko-Nealon was so instinctive. You asked me that before. She was hitting it about a foot or two away from the net. She just knew to move in. A lot of times baseliners, when they play doubles, they just don't feel that comfortable moving around at the net. But it's something that you can work on, can learn and improve.
And that really tells a lot about Gigi's style. She can make absolutely brilliant shots, and then on a apparently easy overhead, easy looking, she puts it wide.
You're exactly right. She won the 1990 U.S. Open with Martina Navratilova.
One of 2 U.S. Open doubles titles.
And 38 with Robin White.
So 30 all.
Gigi looking for a different ball. You want to get